Loman.
Yes.
Olson.
Yes.
Poe.
Yep.
McMurphy.
Yes.
Slater.
Yes.
Wardrop.
Yes.
Basically, we're going to skip item 3, as Clark had called in this morning and could not make it. He actually had, was just unable to make it. He had some health problems and couldn't be here, and so I think that's, but anyway, that was, maybe we'll get in on another meeting, but there's some interesting things I think that's going on in that arena in our area, and it'd be kind of interesting to find more out about it. But I think there's some opportunity or some talk about some expansion into particularly Woods County and backward towards Major County and dealing with the wind industry. So maybe we can get him back the next time. So that takes us down to item 7, which is the minutes to our September 8th regular meeting.
I move we approve.
Have a second?
Second that.
Olson.
Yes.
Poe.
Yep.
Wardrop.
Yes.
Loman.
Yes.
McMurphy.
Yes.
Slater.
Yes. Item 8 is our financials to date. Those are attached to the packet.
He's probably gonna want me to start providing magnifying glasses on this one page.
Yeah, I'll throw up my glasses.
This Income Industrial Authority, is that Alpha or this group or what does that mean?
On,
Oh, the profit and loss statement, Income Industrial Authority, 9,000.
that's a category, just like businesses, banks, cities. So far, we have collected under Industrial Authority, we've collected the City of Alva and a monthly contribution from the Avard Rail Authority.
Okay,
It's just, that's a category. Those are broke down by category.
okay.
Banks, business, cities, industrial authorities, utilities.
And you say that Avard did contribute,
They contribute monthly.
and so they have a category up here that says 0.
That is the rail car, that's a percentage of rail car charge contribution. We receive that at the end of their fiscal year, and it is a percentage that they chose to give us to help further our development. Last year,
The railroad
the
gives it.
the Avard Rail Authority
Oh.
chose to give us a percentage of their rail car charge to help us. And last year, if you'll note on your balance sheet, it says Avard RCC funds, which is rail car charge funds. It is $21,785.50. It's on your balance sheet.
Oh, okay.
One page back. That was the percentage that we received from last year. So
But it just comes in at the end of the
it just
fiscal
comes in
year.
at the end of their fiscal year, which is, and that's if they have the funds available to give it to us. They chose last year, they had the funds, and they gave them to us. So that won't be a guaranteed thing. I mean, that's kind of what we had wanted whenever we established that, but while they're trying to get off the ground, you know, I felt very fortunate that they were able to share that with us last year. So
Is their fiscal year in July, like our, or June?
it's, yeah,
June,
it's
July 1.
July to June, yes. We're on target as far as our pledges. I just sent out billings for the second quarter. Sent those out last week. So everything's been coming in on schedule.
Did Cargill stay with us?
They did,
Good.
and so did the Freedom Chamber of Commerce.
Well, good deal.
Thank you.
Quite welcome.
We have a motion to accept financials to date.
I'll make it.
Second?
Writing pretty fast. McMurphy?
Yes.
Loman?
Yes.
Olson?
Yes.
Wardrop?
Yes.
Slater?
Yep.
Poe?
Item 9, possible discussion and possible action regarding mid-year budget adjustments for FY 15-16. Anything there?
I don't look for us to have any. That is just a standard budget item for this particular quarterly meeting. I don't look for there to be any mid-year adjustments at this time. There's, no, I don't look for us to have anything right now.
So take no action on 9. Update, possible action regarding status of current goals and objectives for FY 15 and 16.
Which normally I include that in your minutes, so you have that, and I didn't this time. Our main focus for this year so far has been business retention and placement of displaced workers. I mean, that's just how it's worked out this time with the downturn of the oil and gas economy. We've done a lot to help find jobs for those that were let go. We have just now the business incubator in Winoka is vacant as of November 30th. So I will be advertising for clients for the incubator building in Winoka.
Is everybody aware of that? I mean, Jayhawk Oilfield had been in that facility that
For 4 years.
for 4 years, and just most recently had vacated it. So,
We met this morning, the Woods County Industrial Development Authority, and there are some minor repairs that need to be, the building is in excellent condition, but there were some things that were supposed to have been taken care of quite some time ago that we're going to have to go in and take care of. And I visited with Tim Grissop with the Winoka Industrial Authority the other day about some of those. He was going to talk to the commissioner to help take care of them. So, anyway, so any leads that you might have for the incubator, I would appreciate you feeding those this way.
How about like a story in the Winoka paper or the Alva Review Courier about the availability?
Actually, I visited with Lynn this morning when he covered it.
Okay.
So we can do that.
Good.
We can do that, sure, absolutely.
I sat by the window yesterday, had a piece out from Medicine Dollars, and the Jayhawk was moving in like next door.
I think they've got,
They have one.
they have a facility there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that was
Where at?
original location.
In Medicine Lodge, they have one there already.
They had 4 18-wheelers that were there unloading, so they moving a bunch of stuff.
But as far as changing our goals and objectives, I mean, I'm still working with the Cultural Enterprise District on their wayfinding signage. We may have made some progress there. Our website, we've been working with web and graphic design here at the Technology Center. We're doing a revamp on the Visit Woods County website and the social media stuff. So anything that you're seeing that comes from Visit Woods County via social media, that's being done out of the class out here. So, and our following has increased substantially. So that's been very beneficial. If you're affiliated with a group that is advertising events, if you would please send those on to us, that would be grateful. Because right now we're kind of trolling Winoka and Freedom and Alva and we don't know all the different organizations. So if you're affiliated with an organization or know one that needs to have their stuff sent to us, please advise them to send it to us. Turkey hunt. I turned in a list Friday. There was 44 names on it, leads. Most of them are new leads, broad spectrum.
Sonia takes an active role in the turkey hunt, and that's something her and I talked about a while back, and this group as a brain trust. We're always looking for people, and it's truly an economic development tool, and so part of that tool is getting the right people invited in so they can see the area, and so I can't say it's too late, I can't say it's not, I'm not on that committee, but if we as a group have some ideas on some people that you've seen around, or that you may have come in contact or touched and think, man, I wish they'd have that business here, or what about that? I mean, I'm kind of hitting you cold here with that, but get that to Sonia quickly, because her and I have been doing some brainstorming and thinking about other industries and other, it doesn't have to be, it'd be great if it was job related, but a lot of things can be quality of life related too, that somebody that might be able to locate here or make an investment here that could bring jobs or bring things to the region and to the whole county. And so sometimes those names and those ideas live inside of us. We just have to think the right person to ask. And it's amazing how many things have spun out of that event. And I mean, I know in Enid they have the quail hunt, and here we have and so those are truly at their heart economic development engines. And so if we can gather up, who knows where the next thing is. So
Yeah. Or if it's a business even that complements one that's already here, or if you know of a project. One thing that we had talked about, and I had extended an invitation, is the Clean Line Energy project that's going on now. Right now, our construction contractors, a lot of them aren't as busy as they were. And if we can get Clean Line to come here, even though their project will not go through Woods County, that doesn't mean that our contractors couldn't be benefiting from helping them with their project. So that's work for contractors that are sitting idle. So.
Have all of you heard anything about the Clean Line Energy line or process, or just enough to be dangerous? That's all that I can speak of. But went to a meeting at Woodward here a month ago there at the Northwest Oklahoma Alliance meeting, and the gentleman from Clean Line spoke and gave some information. And it sounds like, of course, anything can be derailed, but it sounds like that's going to happen. So a large investment tying in, access to the wind energy in Northwest Oklahoma, particularly in the Guymon area, going across to Arkansas and back to, is it Memphis or Atlanta?
Mississippi, yeah.
Yeah, Mississippi.
And so it looks, it looks like that's taking traction and is going to happen. I mean,
We'll know for sure sometime this month.
you can take that and $1.25 and buy a Coke, but you won't know it till it starts. But that seems like an interesting program, and it's going to take a while to put in place. And it's going to come across the edge of us and going out that direction. But it's going to be a big boost in the region. So
It's also very controversial,
it is very controversial.
so.
I think I'm sure they've been working on easements and right-of-ways and things like that. And so anyway, I don't think it's a done deal, but it's well on its way.
Been discussed.
The most interesting thing was talked about that day, a little economic development lady who spoke, and I refer to her somewhat to like what Sonia, but this gentleman showed up in her office and said that I'm looking to invest $2.5 billion, and I kind of just wondered what the look on her face was when he said that, but
That happened.
called the mental hospital, this guy escaped or what, but anyway, it seems, I'm sure, far outreaching, but it's moved forward. It looks like it may happen. So, and thus is the turn of economic development. I think that's sometimes how it works. So, what else?
We have, we've extended extended a 3-month extension on the Big Man building to them, and then that building will be available, and I believe I have a tenant maybe lined up for that. Right now, we're doing some tenant rotations, so, and the industrial authority met a couple times over the last couple months on our airport property out here where we have our building. And with the new hangars that they're building, they were going to infringe upon the property that we're leasing by 1.3 acres, I believe. And so we did a land swap out there and was able to get property that has a little bit of highway frontage, but also access. So, I mean, that's gonna be double beneficial. So, anyway, we've been working on that as well. I think we got that cleared up. We're pretty close to cleared up.
Very good. I'll save anything else for the announcement session, but I kind of think some of the benefits is if we could go around a little bit and share from the community standpoint what we all know is going on in our local towns. Sometimes ferrets out something, but I'll save that discussion until we get down to announcements or anything, maybe new business, and that way if you have anything in your communities or you know about, you've heard about that's coming up that might be beneficial, we can get those there. So, anything else on 10?
I don't have anything else.
Okay. 11, I would entertain a motion. It's evaluation, kind of our meeting that we start the evaluation process and information to me, and then I do the formal evaluation with Sonia. And so I entertain a motion to adjourn into executive session for the purpose of discussing the employment and evaluation of Sonia and Williams.
So moved.
Second.
Loman,
Yes.
McMurphy,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Wardrobe,
Yes.
sorry, Slater,
Yes.
Poe.
Yep.
Turn to public session.
I'll make it.
I can second that.
Okay, McMurphy,
Yes.
Poe,
Yep.
Olson,
Yes.
Wardrobe,
Yes.
Loman,
Yes.
Slater.
Yes. The executive session minutes compliant report is basically we only discussed items that we went into executive session for, which was for the purpose of discussing employment and evaluation of Sonia Williams. 14 is discussion, possible action regarding matters discussed in executive session pertaining to employment evaluation of Sonia Williams. Your evaluation is done.
Unless you need, I mean, there's really, if they gave you your feedback, this is how it's been in the past, if they gave you your feedback and you submit that to me in our one-on-one
Okay.
feedback, the only thing is if you need to take action here is, I guess, if you're gonna tell me to leave.
Yeah, well, we're not doing that.
No.
Well, I'll make the motion. We maybe got a little carried away in that deal, but I'll make the motion that you're retained.
Yeah.
And
And I think what we do is we rehire you at the
You do,
June
in
board meeting.
June, right.
So we do that evaluation and then we'll rehire you.
okay, so
Maybe.
what?
So really, there's
No action.
no action there.
Okay.
Pertinent action.
Yeah, so everything, we're good there. So no action on 14.
Okay.
15, Woods County Industrial Development Authority update.
There you go. I guess, Randy, you can reaffirm everything that we talked about, pretty much we talked about in our goals and objectives. That building is available now in Winoka, and we're working on filling that, which, Sandy, would you mind taking that with you?
Be glad to.
Okay. They also renewed the Big Man lease. We did the land swap. I mean, pretty much we covered everything in our goals and objectives. So
The only thing, and I did tell him, is that you were going out for advertise the
The building.
incubator building.
Right, we are
Down
going to
there.
advertise it. The only other thing that I would say is something that we kind of been pushing and some of us have been involved in is the commissioners yesterday and also the city of Alva formed the trust authority to move forward on the fairgrounds project. So whatever becomes of that, but anyway, they're forming that authority. and so now we'll pull back. So,
Okay. NOAA update?
NOAA update, our dues are due. That's $100 membership. And Darren told you about the meeting that we attended. It was the luncheon. It's a quarterly luncheon. I send out notifications to you guys whenever those are happening. But, and
If you are free, I don't get to all of them. I may make one of them a year, but they are, I mean, every time I go, I think that's neat. I'm glad that I know that, and I bring back and try to share with everybody that, just like that project. I knew enough about it, but it was interesting to hear where it was going and the impact, and it was a direct current. I mean, I learned some things that I didn't know, and so those are usually worth the time if you get loose to go. So I encourage that.
And so far, they've held them at Woodward at the convention center each time. You might put on your calendar, March 28th is the NOAA reception. And that is held at the Oklahoma History Center from 5 to 7. And I'll provide you more information as that becomes available, but generally they have, in the past, Speaker Hickman has helped MC that, and so far we've been very fortunate. The Lieutenant Governor and the Governor have been in attendance, and that's a time for us to go and talk to our legislators about issues in rural Oklahoma, and they try and provide us with some talking points, and as those are provided to us, I will pass those on to you. But it's a worthwhile event. That's the only way that they know what's going on out here, is for us to go to them. They don't come to us.
New business?
I'd like to bring up something that, in the last couple of years, I spent a lot of time here at the hospital. I had 2 sick parents, Share Medical and Homestead, and I have aunts and uncles in there right now. And I'm kind of curious why there's never a road been opened up across the property that lies in front of Share Medical.
The Homestead and Bath.
You actually have to go south to get north, and north to get south in either direction. There's no easy access to the hospital. And once, while I was here, some people flagged me down over there with a horse barn, and they was looking for the hospital. And in fact, very few of them could even speak English. It was in the car, and they was trying to catch up with a person
You mean going straight
towards there.
north from the airport across there?
Yeah. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if it's something from the airport that's kept them from doing it. I don't know who owns the property or anything.
I think, to the best of my knowledge, well, probably why that hadn't happened is because that is private property back there.
Yeah.
The county has a road going in there partway right on the east side of those, the storage facilities, but I think it ends.
So it's not platted out. or anything, it's just-
And now it would become City of Alva. They annexed that in.
Right.
So that's probably a City of Alva question or issue now.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just.
You understand what the problem is? It's a
I
pretty big problem.
understand, but when it becomes private, what the deal is I don't know if there's room for condemnation there. Probably part of it is having to purchase the easement through
It'd be a
there.
great place to have an EMS unit and be able to access the hospital and everything right there together.
I think what the holdup has been is that some of that property back there is sitting there, and there's been talk of development in there, but being private, that would let whoever purchased the property develop the streets like they wanted them to. Now, I stand to be corrected on that, but I think that's the deal.
I know that
Didn't somebody purchase that property?
a portion of it, yes.
Prior to that, I mean, at the first of the boom, some company
There
that was
is a
going to
housing
develop it
develop-
and
a
then
house-
did not.
That's correct. And you see, a portion
Yeah.
of it was land swapped because they needed that safety clearance or whatever for the new runway.
That was with Ryerson, 20 acres or
Right.
40 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think the part, did they ever purchase it? I know I was contacted
Yes, they did.
by a place from out of Arkansas that contacted me as commissioner about a deal west of Washburns or this, either on 60, and they were gonna put in low to medium income housing or whatever.
I think
And
they did purchase it.
I answered a questionnaire they sent me, and I never heard any more back, and I didn't, so. And while we're under this new business, if I might, I'll add to those that don't know, that the trust authority that we agreed upon yesterday is set up of, there's no time frame right now, but it'll happen shortly. I talked to Todd in between our meeting this morning, but that's gonna consist of a representative from the Alva City Council, a representative from the county commissioners, one from Northwestern, one from the Leslie Trust or Foundation, one from the Tourism Board, one from Share Trust, and one at-large elected by those other 6.
And this is for what?
This is for it was a trust, we agreed to participate or support, is all we did, a trust authority set up for the building at the fairgrounds.
Oh, I see.
It'll be essentially an authority real similar to the Avard Rail Authority, that trust or authority will have the ability to manage to do whatever
To take
out
that
there.
project
Yeah.
forward.
And that's why Sonia was saying she was kind of about done with that. Everything has just all been discussion, and there's never been anything really decided.
Right.
Is why, because this group is the ones that'll have to do that.
That's right. I'm back on your deal, Doyle. I don't mind visiting with Joe Don and seeing on something about that.
It could really open this area up a little more, and it'd be a big help to the hospital. And Homestead, and, emergency rooms right there.
I know that is something that I've heard several times, so, but I don't mind asking about that.
Thank you.
Announcements?
Data for the rodeo impact study has been gathered. They're analyzing that, and we should have that in the near future.
Good.
Yeah, they did that this fall.
Yay.
Anything else? Anything else I know?
I know.
If not, hear a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Wardrop,
Here.
McMurphy,
Yes.
Olson,
Yes.
Lohman,
Yes.
Slater.
Yes.
Oh,
Yep.
we are adjourned.